All righty, here we go. This week's RGA Weekly Webinar. Doug Smith, Duane Plapp. And Duane, we're going to revisit a part of a topic that we discussed either last week or the week before, unstructured networking. And it's so funny because it happened to me this morning. As you can tell, I'm not in my car, which should probably make you happy. I'm actually inside someplace today. I'm at a coffee house up in Mason. I've been up here for a big chunk of the morning, had meetings, doing some networking. And I posted a picture on the Mason Deerfield Township Facebook page. And I had a picture of my laptop and a coffee. And I said, hey, I'm up here at Call It Coffee House. I'm doing some meetings. If you happen to come in and you see a guy wearing orange, come up and say hi. I'll buy you the coffee and let them have an opportunity to chat. Sure enough, about 20 minutes later, someone from the chamber came in. They had seen the picture. They came up to me. They said hi. I bought them coffee. Had a couple minutes to chat before my next meeting. Looking at it as an opportunity to gain visibility, to possibly have some additional connections, I would think that would be unstructured networking. Would I be right?
That's the ultimate unstructured networking. The whole idea is get the blinders off and open yourself up for quick visibility. That did exactly that. That actually was even better because guess what? A person came out of there wherever they were at location wise and drove into the place just so they could say hi to you. Hello, that's fantastic. What you want to do is get those blinders off. Get them. You can get those blinders off and you're talking to people, you're standing in the line at the Panera, or you're standing in the line at a coffee shop, or you're standing in the line someplace you're going to get ready to eat. Just talk to this guy behind you. Talk to the person in front of you. You're getting on the elevator. Say, hi, how you doing? Okay. When you open a door for people. I've gotten more into more conversations that lasted 15, 20 minutes just from opening the door for somebody. Okay. It's huge. It's huge. And then guess what? You just create a ton of visibility. Next thing you know, everybody, the whole key to growing your business is getting out there so people know who you are. So one of the things that I did when I had my insurance business back in the 70s was I networked everywhere. Okay. And I was constantly talking to people all the time. So if say, for instance, I didn't have your business and I wanted your business. So I'm making a quote unquote cold call, but it's not a cold call because it's a warm call. Because the minute I walk in your door, you already know who I am because I've been networking. I've met you at a different networking event. And so there was nowhere I could go in Northern Kentucky to make a cold call because a cold call didn't exist because everybody I wanted to talk to, I already knew. So when I walked in their place of business, the first thing, hey, Duane, let me show you around. We've never been here before. You want a cup of coffee? We got some donuts here. Guess what? It's now a friendly atmosphere. No cold call. And my whole slogan is, I help you get out of cold calling. The way you get out of cold calling is unstructured networking, where you're out talking to people every single day, all day long, out and about.
I would think one of the objections that people would throw out to you would be, well, I'm not comfortable with that. Maybe I'd say something wrong. Maybe they don't want to talk. People put so many negative things into their head that they talk themselves out of it before they even try it. So what's the best way to overcome that?
Get a coach. Get a coach. And the reason why I say that is this. The reason why people are that way is because they don't have any self-confidence in who they are, and what they're going to say is going to be interesting conversation. I have coached all kinds of people that have had said that same thing. I'm not comfortable. One of the best examples of a lady that I coached back about 7 or 8 years ago, and she comes to my class and I asked her to stand up and say who you are. She started crying. I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that. Within 6 months, I had her doing 2-hour seminars for people, all because now she gained some self-confidence that what she says, people were going to listen to her. And that's the key. If you've got some self-confidence that people are going to, what you say, people, and where you get that is from someone help you coaching you, creating repetition and creating the communications that you need to have. That's the key. Okay. Get some self-confidence. And guess what? One of the other ones, I had a girl in Texas I coached. She's going to give a speech. She calls me and says, well, I got to give a speech, Duane. It's my 10-minute for this BNI chapter. Okay, fine. She said, I can't do it. I can't get in front of an audience. I says, it's work on your speech. I says, we're going to talk about how to get rid of some of the fears. Gave her a little suggestion. Okay, make fun of herself when she gets up there. Okay. And I says, if people will laugh, the minute they start to laugh, you'll get relaxed and you're phenomenal. She calls me back an hour later. She says, oh my God, you're right. I got up and said something crazy. Everybody laughed. From that point on, I was a home run. Everybody loved my speech. I can do this. I can do this. I can do it. I said, great. Now we start doing more speeches. She says, great idea. Why? It's self-confidence and getting some coaching. Cha-ching, baby.
One of the other parts too, when you're at like where I'm at this coffee shop, striking up a conversation, if you get the other person to talk, it makes it so much better. And there was a former sales manager I had a long time ago who made the point, the more the other person talks, the smarter you look.
Oh, you're the best friend. You become their best friend. Because nobody likes to listen to you. Okay, so if I want to talk and there's nobody to listen, then I can't talk no more. So if I get someone to listen to what I have to say, they're my best friend now. Hello, baby. That guy's so fantastic. He's unbelievable. Why? Because I listen to what I have to say. Hello. The other thing too is this: when you're in a coffee shop like you're at, look around. There are all kinds of opportunity. First, give you an example. I used to do this all the time at Panera. You'd sit down and you're walking around, and there's people that got these little name tags on. Okay, all right. They got the company name tags or company things they got to check into the company, right? I'd walk in, hey, you guys on a convention? Oh no, it's a company. Oh my God, what are you all brothers and sisters? You all got the same name tag on. They all started laughing. Next thing you know, I'm sitting with them. I'm having the table with them. I'm talking to them. I'm their buddy because I created a conversation. I had one guy who used to read the paper every time he come to Panera. I'd say, hey, by the way, I see what he was looking at. And that day he was looking at the Cub page. I'm talking to him. Next thing you know, we're talking about Cubs for half an hour. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. You just got to look for ways to get the conversation started. There's all kinds of ways to do that. Okay, and it's just a matter of looking and observing what's going on around you. Get them blinders off. It's amazing. If I sold the biggest boat I ever sold, and I have my boat dealership, at a conversation in a Denny's up in northern Indiana. Okay, we're sitting in Denny's, and Matthew knows the story because I was with Matthew, and we were sitting at Denny's and talking. And all of a sudden, some guy says, "Hey, I'm looking to buy a boat, a big yacht." Ears go up. I turn around. I says, "What kind of yacht you want?" And just interrupt this conversation. I said, "What kind of yacht you want?" He said, "I'm looking for about a 50-foot Carver." I said, "Good. I got 3 in stock." He said, "You got to be kidding me." I said, "No, I got 3 in stock." He said, "What are you?" I said, "Boat dealer." He says, "What do you, what kind of," I told him the price, so what the options were. It was the same model he wanted, all 9 yards. He said, "Well, I got a guy running in Indiana plus 500 next weekend, and after that's over with, I'll come on down." Well, ironically, it was a guy who owned Sam Hornish's car. It was his rookie season, and he owned Sam Hornish's car. Came down 2 weeks later, bought the damn boat, all because I'm sitting at Denny's listening to the conversation. Hello.
Yep. Well, again,
$500,000 sale.
What we have talked about is it comes down to game planning. When I pulled into this parking lot this morning at about 8 o'clock, I already knew exactly what I was going to do. I was going to be here for a couple of hours, and it took me maybe 60 seconds. Take the picture, put it up, do the post, boom. And it led to 20 minutes later to a conversation with somebody. So strategically thinking, because if you haven't done it before, it's those levels that we had talked about where you're
creating it. Yeah.
But you have to work it to become familiar with it to where it becomes second nature. We've been doing it a long enough time where it's like, oh, I'm going to do this. If someone who hasn't done it before, plot it out, think about it, and over time it becomes second nature, but it's gold.
It's amazing. It's simply you're creating the opportunity, and that's the name of the game. And so what you do is you look for ways to create those opportunities. So whether you're like with what you just did, what Doug just did, okay, and you walk in and you put something on Facebook, which creates that opportunity, or you're sitting there talking to somebody and you're listening to what people have to say, or you happen to look for things that are out of the ordinary. Or I've even walked in the Panera and some guy's got some neat golf shirt on with some kind of neat emblem. Oh my God, you're a golfer. Where do you play golf? Guess what? You mentioned the word golf, okay? And if he's a golfer, you might as well sit down because it's going to be a conversation, okay? I saw one on Facebook today. It was kind of cute, kind of off the topic a little bit. It said said 4 ways to find water. Okay. One of them was a guy hitting the golf ball. It cracked me up. I had a guy with one of these little things, cross things, you're looking for water, for the pipes and that stuff. And the last one was the guy who was hitting the golf ball. And I thought, that's a riot. So
Yeah.
my wife will yell at me because she says I'm thinking too much about golf. But anyway, guess what? All right. It's all about taking the blinders off, looking for that opportunity to create that conversation. And then again, I always say in my speeches, God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth for one reason, so you could listen. And if you listen to somebody and you get them talking and you're listening, you just created a best friend forever. BFF, baby, a best friend forever. Because guess what? Nobody listens. And if you're listening, guys love you to death. And women love you to death. Everybody loves you to death. If you listen to my wife, she's you're her best friend.
Good stuff. Once again, Papa Platt, appreciate it. You and Mama Platt, enjoy the weekend. Stay safe. And we will chat again next week.
Cha-ching, baby.
See ya. Bye.